Hey crew, hope you're having a lovely evening wherever you find yourself in the world. I do hope that during these times you are safe and you are keeping others in your life safe as well. I am coming at you today with another pick-a-card reading. This is going to be on the topic of love messages during difficult times. These are messages that I am channeling directly from Spirit regarding love, how the divine loves you, whether love in your life is going to show up, how you can spread more love and joy to others, how you can open up to love. We'll see what pops out. I'm going to leave it completely open and I will channel whatever comes through. It's going to be completely surprising for me too. I pre-shuffled the cards, but I haven't seen them yet. So we have here 3 piles and I just thought it would be very beautiful if I got you guys to choose between 3 different books. These books are classic novels. They tell the story of impossible loves, but incredibly romantic love stories as well, that also took place during difficult times, whether it was with difficult people or during difficult circumstances. So we have here, pile 1 is Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Pile 2 is Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. And finally, pile 3 is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Take a deep breath in. You can even close your eyes and then open them. And the first pile that you see when you have opened your eyes, that is the pile that is meant for you. That is the pile that has a specific message for you. Allow your intuition to guide you in the choice that you're making today and trust your gut. If you have made your choice, then my loves, I'm so happy to divinate for you today. Thank you so much for being part of my family. And also keep in mind, if you guys want personal readings, if you want to purchase a love story, I have written specifically one for you. It's called The Storyteller. Link is in my description box below. Follow me on Instagram as well at mspontoms. I kind of give you daily collective messages using tarot and oracle cards, but also I try to tap into the astrological energy and interpret it for you, for your benefit and for the benefit of everyone's highest good. So I'm going to see you now at your pile. Bye, my loves. Bye. Hey, group 1. Hello, my loves. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm so grateful that you're part of my growing crew. I'm really happy that you're enjoying spending time on my channel, and I look forward to seeing what messages from Spirit pop up for you today. So you are part of the group that has chosen Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. So I have your pre-shuffled cards here. I will just show them to you and channel whatever comes through regarding love messages that you need to hear. And already I have 2 candles burning here, and one of them is a pink candle, and I feel like there's a spirit coming through because it started fizzling, and it's also on a wine bottle that has the inscription I love you on it. So I have a feeling that for you guys already spirit wants to come through and let me know that it loves you so much. I don't think you guys realize how much you are loved by the divine. Let me break it down for you, okay? So, Queen of Inspiration. You are such a passionate child of the divine, and you need to express yourself. You need to express your creativity. You need to unleash your passion into the world. Don't keep it in. Don't dumb it down. Don't numb it. Don't hide it away from the world. Life is meant to be lived and felt. Don't hide away from the whole gamut of human emotions and human experience. Suffer, love, feel ecstasy, feel complete joy, feel utter despair. Move flexibly between these feelings. You are a master of passion. You hold this fiery energy within you. And you are incredibly good at creating an environment where people can be themselves and express themselves just as they truly are. I'm stumbling over my words here. I feel that sometimes you could stumble over your words. I feel like sometimes you had these deep, raging passions within you. And Spirit wants me, speaking through me almost, using me as a channel to tell you that it's not going to work. Things are not going to work out if you keep stifling your creativity, your passion and thirst for life. Go and have experiences, my child. Stop holding yourself back. Stop dumping yourself down with all sorts of prescription medication or alcohol, or telling yourself that you need to be more rational, you need to be more reasonable. Do not control that inner fire, but rather learn how to express it in ways that can benefit both your own growth and other people's growth. You have the immense capacity to bring out the authentic in everyone around you. So use this for your own benefit. Also, you are smoking hot. I don't know if you know this, but you are super sexy. And it would be wise for you to just get into this energy. Allow yourself to feel pleasure and allow yourself to give pleasure to other people. Receive from them and give to them. This is how you will embody the Queen of Inspiration energy. You need to feel yourself more nurtured by your home. Your home, as in the physical space in which you dwell, but also home as an emotional space that you create through relating to other people. Home as well as in your homeland, your roots, your native culture, that fire in your blood that rings through from your ancestors all the way back to all the fights and the struggles that they had is now represented within you. You're holding yourself back. I feel like this is the group that holds great passions with like a clenched fist. Unleash it, release it, open up, Rosebud, open up. Allow Oba to carry you in her warm, soothing embrace. Allow yourself to be barefoot in the kitchen if you want. It doesn't mean that you will be weird and non-modern and ultra-traditional if you do so. Allow yourself to experiment, to have hobbies, to cook, to clean the house, to take care of children, to be the perfect housewife. If this is what your soul yearns to do, if this is what genuinely makes you happy, then let loose and let go. Don't buy into what other people are telling you is the next modern thing. Be modern in a very traditional way. Only you can figure out how that works. You have it within yourself to create your own original path. Don't let other people tell you how to live your life. I feel that Spirit is walking along with you, holding your hand, because you're just about to jump off a cliff. You are about to begin something completely new in your life. Your energy has been drained from you, almost as if the universe placed a vacuum around you and it sucked all of the negativity, all of the toxins, all of the karmic connections that were holding you back, only to leave the bare essentials there. It left your soul completely pure and uncorrupted, as it always was since you came into this world. You were pure, you were perfect, you were unique, you were loved. And you came to the state of being at the moment that you found yourself when you entered into this life. Everything was taken away from you so that you could regain that childlike sense of purity and innocence. So everything you have lost only served to prepare you for this new beginning. It's kind of like spiritually you're giving birth to yourself again after a lot of pain and trauma and hard lessons. So now you're kind of close to being pushed out of the birth canal. You're emerging out into the world. It feels a little bit yucky. It feels a little bit cold. You might feel like somebody's slapping you into crying out for the first time. But oh, what joy is released into the world when this happens. When the whole circumstances around you, when everybody in your life, these new people that you're attracting, see you for this new identity that you've shaped yourself into. What joy for everyone else to see this new being that you have created for yourself through walking the dark night of the soul, through going through the deep dark forest and emerging powerfully victorious on the other side. You are the light that was lighting up the dark. And now your light is attracting other beings that are equally full of light and positivity. They won't be perfect, just like you are not perfect completely. While your soul might be pure, our human incarnation here and our egos are always going to keep us at a level of, let's say, lackadaisical imperfection. Constantly. Mistakes will happen, decisions will have to be rethought and reconsidered. But that doesn't mean that you're not lovable. You are so lovable. And as I could tell from the beginning, when the candle was fizzling, Spirit really wants me to hammer this down to you. You are so loved, okay? We need you here. And we need you here in this new identity that you've created for yourself. So come out of the cave and into the light and join the world with others. Share yourself with this new identity and celebrate your new self. You've been keeping a very hold tight. I'm hearing hold tight, but it doesn't make grammatical sense. So let me rephrase that. You've been keeping yourself under control, under wraps for far too long. This ties in very well with what I said at the beginning with the Queen of Inspiration. I keep hearing hold tight, let go, hold tight, let go, like the beatings of a human heart, right? It contracts and expands, it contracts and expands. Never forget this rhythm. This rhythm is who you are. And oh my God, I'm feeling such a fire in my sacral chakra. I hope I'm overwhelmed with emotion, you guys. Oh my God. So I think this is going to resonate very strongly with some of you. I'm really sorry if I made you guys cry. I'm also feeling like I'm going to cry any second now. But this is a really powerful message, so I'm channeling as best as I can without starting to sob here on camera. You need to allow this creativity to come through, okay? Even if it kind of gives you some, bumps in your throat from time to time, you need to express yourself, express your creativity, and yeah, do not forget that rhythm. There are moments in life when you have to let go and moments in life when you have to hold on. There are moments when you need to release certain people, and if they truly love you, they will come back to you. And there are moments when you need to just recommit and reinstate, set your foot firmly into the ground and say, I will not budge. You cannot make me give you up. And in order for you to figure out in which stage of your life you are at the moment, you need to deeply get in touch with your gut feeling, right? And in order to do so, you have to get back into that rhythm. You've been too much in a constricting part of your heart, and your heart needs to be allowed to breathe again properly. You need to allow your heart to expand and then contract, expand and then contract. If you keep holding it too tightly, you'll have a heart attack, and nobody wants that, right? So, my dear, Spirit really wants me to let you know that it's safe for you to let go of your defenses. You are protected. You do not need to protect yourself so much, because overprotection shows that you do not trust Spirit, and Spirit is having a very hard time loving you if you do not trust it. Yeah? Felt the need to make a pause there to have this thought sink into you. You have to trust in order to allow love to come into your life. The more you control, the more removed you're gonna be from love. Allow yourself to feel everything. I think that it's safe to say you are a very stable person. You worked very hard to be reasonable, rational, to be almost unchanging. That's kind of what I'm hearing. You're very firmly planted into whatever situation in your life you find yourself, and you find it very difficult to budge. There's an air of stubbornness around you, which can be quite attractive, to be honest. But at the same time, you need to understand that the only constant thing in life is change. We are on a planet that even when we are asleep, even when we feel incredibly peaceful and like nothing is changing, it keeps rotating around the sun. It's a planet that is constantly moving. Without movement, we wouldn't have life. You need to integrate a certain amount of movement in your daily experiences, a certain amount of life and dynamism and fire in order to maintain your stability. As paradoxical as this may seem, right? To be firmly planted into the ground, you need to learn to move with the rotation of the planet. The King of Water. There is such a nurturing masculine presence about you. Spirit loves the fact that you can be firm when the situation requires it, and deeply intimate, and very giving, and very receptive to another person's need when the situation requires it. You have the capacity to listen to people and to advise them from a place of purity. There is no malintent behind what you choose to give to others. You also take their advice quite seriously. And if somebody tends to give you a piece of constructive criticism, you genuinely start to think, how can I integrate this in my life to become better? Treasure this thing about yourself. This is what makes you shine your light so bright in your environment, your capacity to communicate so sweetly, so emotionally, and so peacefully with the people in your life. You not only create an environment where other people can be themselves, but you create an environment where people come home to relax too. You are literally like a home in a chaotic world for people around you to relax into, to give themselves to. Do not be afraid of this beautiful, nourishing capacity that resides within you. The more you accept it, the more you manage to heal your own father wounds. And I want to leave you with an affirmation, group 1. So it's really sweet. So the universe wants you to know that your true your true safety lies in your capacity to align with the love of the universe. So I'm kind of getting this image of you being like a piece of wood that will not bend, that will not allow other people to cross. But I think you would do better, or life will become much smoother and much easier if you were like a willow, like the branch of a willow in the wind. You are both wood but also leaf. So there is a combination there between grounded stability and flexible adaptability. So whenever life throws you a curveball, you're able to dodge it, because as a willow, you get to sway in the wind. You are not so firmly and strictly established that whatever life throws at you hits you really hard. I hope that makes sense. But I just want you to know that you are so incredibly passionate, and the world needs your passion. In the age of general emotional cooling, in the age where we can all are a little bit threatened by the idea that we're becoming a little bit robotic in the way in which we control our feelings, you are one of the mavericks that can start us up again, that can connect us deeply to our Muladhara, to our root chakra, and to our Swadhisthana, to our sacral chakra. and you can fire us up again. You can get us to release our passions. You can get us to feel that fire in the belly. Yeah. Spirit loves you because you are so passionate. You're like a passionate fireball. Express yourself. Like in the Madonna song. So that was the love messages that I have for you, group 1. I really hope this served. Thank you so much for being part of my family. Please share your experiences down in the comments below. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, subscribe, do whatever you want, okay? Don't let me tell you what to do. I'm just sharing these options with you because I want you to be aware of them, and I also want you to know that I love you very much, and I hope to see you in my next one. Hey group 2, how are you darlings? I'm so happy to have you here. I'm really grateful that you're part of my growing family, and I'm really excited to see what messages from Spirit regarding love messages during difficult times appear for you today. So this can be about any forms of love. I'm not going to keep it restricted only to romantic love, so keep an open mind and an open heart as well as I'm kind of channeling through these messages, okay? I feel that if you were drawn to this specific reading out of all the many readings on YouTube and to this specific pile, then you need to hear this. This is no coincidence, okay? Whew. So let's see. For group 1, I got a little bit emotional. It was very beautiful. So let's see right now what your cards have to say. I pre-shuffled them, but I did not have a look at them. I'm gonna pull one. I'm gonna pull one by one, and then I'm going to read them as they come along. Okay. You are such a mystery to yourself and to those around you, and this is what creates your beautiful allure. You're a person that flows with the tide of feelings. Some days you feel full of feelings. You feel like you're gonna burst at the seams with how much you're feeling. Other days, you could not feel anything at all. Not even the most dramatic thing can get you to emote. But this is part of the cycles of nature. This is part of the cycles of the moon. And this is part of the emotional cycles that reside within you. You are a force of nature and you're deeply connected with it, even when you feel that you are removed from it. You are also a person that can create very comfortable environments where you can retreat and relax. So use this capacity to help heal yourself and help heal others. You can provide a safe, nurturing home for people when they are in times of need, when they need emotional stability. You are there with your arms open saying, here, take. But I want you to be careful that those people that come in your environment are also the ones that can give something back to you. I'm not saying that you should give with the hope of receiving or with the expectation of receiving something back at some point. Not at all. But this talks a lot about being careful that you allow around you those people that are worthy of your time and your energy, because you tend to accept everyone and to play the mother of all wounded people, when in turn you should only be the mother of certain people that are significant in your path's development. So do not allow others to fool you, to trick you, and to take away from you, because there are certain types of people that really deserve your light. And your children especially, those that you have and those that you are about to create. Goddess's shell is cradling you in her arms. She's creating miracles for you on a daily basis, but you just need to open up your eyes enough to see them. Do not allow extreme reason to cloud the voice of your intuition, that voice that is telling you, please choose a different route. Please take your time making this decision. Please listen to this feeling that you're getting about this person. At the moment, I feel like you're rebuilding something in your life. I feel like you're in a transitional phase where you're moving from one space to another, from one relationship to another, from one country to another. It is bearing a big load on your heart and on your mind. So take your time to rest, because I don't think that you realize how much energy this transition requires of you. Your mind might tell you everything is okay, but your heart is saying, slow down, slow down, slow down. I need you to rest. So you need to rest, because you're being reinvented, you're being reformed, you're transforming at the moment. And Goddess Ishel is here to raise you up from whatever sticky circumstances you found yourself, and she's pushing you, as you can see here, into a reality that has many more options for you. It's going to be like a rainbow. You'll have different colors to choose from, 7 at least. And you will feel as if life is more colorful, life is more healing, relationships will feel more fitting than they have in the past, okay? If in doubt, act. That is all. Oh my god. So Spirit is really like, act. There's nothing more to say. Because if I were to say more, we're already getting into the realm of thinking and discussing and overthinking. Just act. Do it. Do it now. I won't be bothered if you stop this video and just act on whatever it is that you're feeling. Okay? So, fluorite, natural beauty and authenticity. You have been given such a gorgeous looking face. You have a beautiful smile, you have beautiful hair, you have beautiful features that will never grow out of style. You have a really attractive body. You might think, comparing yourself to others, that you are not enough, that you are not worthy. But you are, in your own way. If you stop comparing yourself to ridiculous ideals of beauty or to your other friends that each have their own unique beauty, you will come back into your own peaceful center and realize you're perfect just the way you are. You are naturally attractive. You are naturally beautiful. You're naturally feminine and naturally masculine. When in doubt regarding your beauty, do less rather than more. Following the advice that I had previously given you, the doing should be about working on your dreams, working on your creative projects, working on your relationships. But don't focus so much on how you look. You're perfect. There is nothing else to add. You are naturally beautiful. The more time you spend on perfecting your natural beauty, the more removed you will be from perfection, if that makes sense. Do not mess with what God has naturally given you, this perfect face, this perfect body. Everything that you have on you fits in a synchronous harmony. So your eyes might be too big for other people, but they fit with your face. They fit with your nose, they fit with your lips, they fit with your hair. Your hair color fits with the tone of your skin. Your shoulders fit with the size of your hips. Your hands are exactly proportionate to how your legs should be. Everything is in a perfect harmony. You do not need to change. The more you change about your appearance, the more you mess with what the divine has already given you. Sure, you can maintain. You can keep eating healthy food. You can keep brushing your teeth and washing yourself. Obviously, maintain that natural beauty, but don't mess with it. You do not need additional operations. You do not need expensive treatments. Use those resources to work on your relationships, to grow your business, to establish financial security, which I think for some of you is really, really important during this time. You are naturally beautiful. There's nothing more that you need to do but accept yourself, which I think in this case is the struggle and the challenge. What gives you a sense of stability in this world, and I think Spirit really, really wants me to say this to you, is the fact that your true self, as it emerges, as you allow it to come up to the surface, is going to give you the most constantly replenishing source of emotional stability, financial stability, material stability in this world that you have ever experienced. You will never going to find stability in other people. I feel a lot of you might crave it. You might crave the approval of others, the love of others. You might crave others to give you advice, to tell you what to do. But you need to rely on your own inner authority. This is your authentic truth. You have a very strong inner voice, but I have the feeling that you've been muting it and you've been allowing other people's opinions to overstep your inner voice. It's time to just tune into this authentic truth, this authentic inner voice, authentic. Tune into it. And as you're doing so, you're going to start having more fun. You're going to start seeing life as a playground rather than a battlefield. My mouth is watering all of a sudden. You might even encounter some delicious opportunities. So what I want to say for you guys is that the more you unleash what is already within yourself, the more you want to take it out of yourself and put it into the world through expressing your opinions, writing think pieces, coming up with ideas about what you should do with your friends, how should you build relationships, through the values that you have and acting on your values. The more you do so, the more life is going to open up like a blooming flower. Your authentic truth and you standing in it is going to fill you up with so much light, as you can see here, this beautiful golden white light, that it will attract a partner as well. So remarkably, rather than pretending you're somebody you're not just to fit in and attract a certain type of partner, that's not going to work. But being your true self, even if it's scary, even if others might disagree with you, is going to pull in exactly the person you've been looking for. For there, allow yourself from time to time to have flights of fancy, to be with your head in the clouds. I feel like a lot of you might have been criticized when you were younger that you were too fanciful, that you were too dreamlike, that you were spending too much time fantasizing. And maybe you criticize yourself quite frequently about the fact that you're spending too much time fantasizing about things rather than doing them. So keeping in mind with the advice that I gave you earlier regarding just do it, I feel that it's really important for you to strike a balance between those fanciful thoughts and then acting on them. Imagine something and then act on it. Visualize a delicious meal, and then the next day, step out of your home and explore and see what happens. You can manifest your delicious meal all of a sudden. Maybe a friend invites you out for dinner. Maybe you find it in your local supermarket all of a sudden. But it needs your cooperation as well. So the visualization is not enough. You need to act on it. So you need to dress yourself up and go out into the world and see what happens. You need both, right? Action and fancy. And it's also important to remember that if you feel burned out, you've been doing too much and things are just not working out, take a rest. Take a rest. So there should always be a balance between how active you are and how much you're resting. If there isn't that balance, your gut and your intelligence is not going to work at 100%. They're going to create an inner conflict that is only going to remove you away from that deep sense of creativity and inner peace and nourishment. And I want to leave you now with your affirmation, okay? Are you ready? When you live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, you can trust that everything is working out for you. Even if you don't know when or how it will happen. So this is your affirmator. I think that you're being called out to see life as an adventure rather than a burden. See it as a space where you can grow through the many experiences that you have, rather than adopt a very traditional mindset and then punish yourself whenever you don't live up to previous expectations of what you should achieve professionally, of how you should be dating and marrying someone. The old age is crumbling as I'm saying these words. We are entering a very diverse playing field in the age of the Aquarius. If you feel that traditional attitudes are slipping away in your life and you find it hard to live up to them, embrace this as something original, innovative, typical of your generation. The old world and old ways of dating and working and living in the world are dying out. We are transforming for something that hopefully will help us raise our awareness and our vibrations. So be bold in whatever it is that you want to achieve and create of your life of your own choosing, a life that pleases you rather than other people. Spirit wants me to tell you, be brave. You have to be brave. You have to be brave and strong. And it will give you many opportunities in this lifetime to prove your strength and your bravery. So, I salute you, group 2. My brave spiritual warriors. I'm so happy that I was able to deliver these messages for you. My mind just needs to slow down a little bit. See, I'm sometimes afflicted by the same things I'm giving you guys advice on, because we're all in this together. I'm also working on myself, just like I'm coaching you all in this spiritual process. So thank you so much for listening. I'm super happy that you're here. It's such a pleasure to have you. And yeah, feel free to subscribe if you haven't so far. Share your experiences down in the comments. I love to read them. They make my day. Follow me on Instagram. Have a look at other goodies that I have in the description box below. And yeah, also don't let me tell you what to do. Okay, you're your own master of your faith. Be brave, have power, and hopefully you'll decide to join me in the next pick a card reading. Ciao. Hey group 3, welcome to your reading. So this is going to be love messages during difficult times. I purposely kept it open so I can see what messages I can channel from spirit for you. It can be about many different types of love, any kinds of forms of love. So please keep an open mind and an open heart as you're listening to this reading. I have pre-shuffled your cards here, so I can just get straight into it and see what I can channel as I'm showing you each card. It's been quite a powerful reading so far for group 1 and 2. Let's see what comes up for you. Okay. Dare to speak your truth without fear of persecution. You will not be shamed for the things that you have to say. Spirit is guiding you to use your words because your words have the capacity to be deeply healing. They can help people walk away from harmful situations. Your words can also help you gain that self-respect that other people have been taken away from you. You are an empath, a person that has a very pure heart. You are very loving and you want to give your love to other people, but I feel like you've been placed in these circumstances where it's been quite difficult for you to receive that love in return. And I think this was meant for you to understand that you should love in spite of the obstacles. Do not refrain from loving. The meaning of your life lies in loving, not in how much you love or whom you give it to. Indeed, you can be discerning about whom you love, and indeed, if somebody causes you pain, stop them. you have that power to stop them. You do not have to put up with it. But love, keep loving, keep giving your love, even if it has been very difficult. And the best way in which you can share your love with other people is through the words that you speak, through the sentences you enunciate. I feel like a lot of you have the gift of gab, like you can speak very clearly and powerfully. So take up public speaking opportunities or video calls or conference calls. Take up teaching as well. This is your path. You are meant to walk on it. I feel a lot of you are master number 3s. Your destiny is to communicate and to use your words and your capacity to synthesize knowledge from your life experience and thereby sell it in some cases, but also share it with others. Yeah. So your capacity to move away from trauma with wisdom is going to help other people bridge relationships, bridge the divide between their body and their soul, between their intuition and their mind. You are a teacher on some level. Some of you are spiritual shamans. You help people give birth to themselves after periods of intense trauma where all they wanted to do is escape themselves. You help people literally, in some cases, give birth. So you help women bring babies into this world, and some of you might even help send people out of this world. I don't know why, but I'm kind of channeling some doulas, morticians, people that have to do with these transitions between life and death. Some of you could be doctors or in the medical field. So I have the feeling that you have been a little bit censoring yourself in terms of what you should say and whom to say it to. And I am here to let you know that if you infuse your words with compassion, if you allow this channel to be open between your heart and your mouth, then it will actually produce words that will help heal others and thereby heal yourself. Spirit wants me to let you know that you deserve the same kind of self-care that you give to others. Indeed, I feel that a lot of you that have chosen this pile are working in the service of others. You are there to help provide a necessary and in some cases life-giving service to others. So you are supposed to help others bloom, to help others regain their balance, to get back on their feet. You're giving a sense of health and wellness to other people. And I do want to let you know that it is really important to introduce the self-care into your own life. And I think I've been yammering on about self-care on this channel in at least one group in each of my pick-a-card readings for the last year, but it's something so essential and so important, because if you are part of spirit, when you take care of yourself, you take care of the divine. You don't need to go to a church. You don't need to, ask somebody else to summon spirits for you. If you want to connect to spirit, get back into your self-care, because caring for yourself, nurturing yourself, loving yourself is loving the divine. It's as easy as that, but yet so difficult to accomplish, because we constantly tend to think that the divine is something outside of us. But keep in mind that human beings have the capacity to create utmost evil in this earth and extreme good as well, and many different shades of gray in between. We are both heaven and hell incarnate. There is no such a thing that there is a heaven or a hell outside of us, or potentially there could be some place like this beyond the veil. But for the time being, in our 3D, we create our heaven and hell through the decisions that we make, whether we choose to be more in our ego, or whether we choose to be more in ourself, and we choose to live with compassion and carefulness and attention to detail and sensitivity and tenderness. That is what brings us closer to the divine, and that is what actually helps us enact brave acts of self-care. To care for others, you need to care for yourself first. So spend time each day when you wake up to do something that pleases you, something that makes your heart feel happy, even if it's just looking at photos of kittens on Instagram, even if it's just taking 5 minutes as you rush out the door to say to Spirit, I am so grateful for the fact that I am alive and I'm healthy today. And I got such goosebumps in my left hand as I was saying this. So yeah, the divine wants you to connect to it, reach out to it, honor it by taking care of yourself. What was I saying about health and wellness, well-being, right? Look at this. The more you stand in your center, in your peace, the more love you create. And it's almost like it's shining out of you, out into the world. You do not need to chase love outside of yourself. You do not need to wait for a knight in shining armor. You are love. You are pure love. You can create love every second of your existence. You can breathe in pure love. You can breathe out pure love. You can let people know that you love them. You can compliment the hell out of everybody that you meet in your everyday walk from your home to your workplace, or from your workplace to your home or school if you don't work. You can court people very easily with the intent and the emotion that you send out to them. And what I mean by court is that connection that you send out to a person when you look at them, when you feel them, when you talk to them, when you establish a relationship with them. It's in your power, it's in your grasp. You are the divine incarnate in the world. Honoring yourself is honoring what is above and all around us and beneath us, right? So the more you stand in your health and wellness and acknowledgement of the fact that you are divine, but at the same time you are part of the divine. So you're not completely the master of the world, which will lead you into hubristic understandings of your own power. We are part of the divine, but we're also together with the divine, right? I hope that makes sense. That's why you hear everywhere about co-creating with spirit, right? You get to obey a higher force. A higher force tends to speak through you, but there's a constant dialogue because you also have this beautiful thing called free will. So you can always rebel against this powerful spirit, or you can choose to allow it to flow through you and inspire you. I feel like I need to tell you as well, like I did with group 1, flexibly adapt between these two extremes. Allow these two things to communicate. Allow your connection with spirit to fill you up from time to time. And also feel free to shut it off when you need to exercise more free will. It's really important not to constantly expect for spirit to give you something that you can achieve yourself. And also, it's really important at times to figure out that if you keep banging your head against an invisible wall of missed opportunities and losses and things not working out, it is time to surrender. It is time to let go and let spirit hold you, because you cannot move forward without its help in those moments. You have a direct channel to the divine whenever you choose to access it, and this channel helps you manifest whatever it is you think and you feel. You could be part of the Oracle generation. My Pluto in Sagittarius is, hey yo! You are a person that is able to create prosperity. You can literally create water out of a dry stone if you set your intention to it. Whatever you visualize and then you forget about tends to manifest instantly into your reality. So I wouldn't go as facile and let you know that you should be careful what you visualize. I'm sure that you're aware of this capacity. I'm sure that if you chose this group, it's for a specific, divinely guided reason. It's no coincidence. But I'm here to let you know that if you manage to practice this ability every day, you will reach a level of mastery that will be quite something to watch. It will be quite awe-inspiring, and you'll also be able to share this knowledge and impart it to the other people in your environment. So spread your wings, butterfly. Teach us how to manifest by practicing manifestation on a daily basis. Start with small things, a $50 bill, and then move on to bigger things, a soulmate, or the career opportunity of your lifetime, or traveling to other planets. Okay? You can do it. You've got it within you. And it all starts with the power of how you feel your emotions, because Spirit is creating this green-like atmosphere around you. And also, the more you tap your feet into the earth, it's like you're working like a battery. You're able to ground whatever messages from the divine come through, and you're able to anchor them into our current reality. So go barefoot. Go barefoot when you want to manifest something like this. Miracles. You're a miracle maker. You're a miracle receiver and a miracle maker. I'm not sure if you're aware of the intense impact you have when you enter a person's life. Maybe people act weirdly around you. Maybe they look at you like, oh, wow. And then they start to be a little bit coy or weird, or they project their own issues on you. And as I'm saying this, I am actually getting a deep pain in my left foot. People find it difficult to walk in your footsteps. You're like a pioneer or a trailblazer. You really need to embody this identity and not to be afraid of it and not to be ashamed of it. Allow it to excite you. Allow it to inspire you. You are going to achieve fantastic things if you just allow yourself to dream big and then anchor yourself and manifest. Manifest, as I said, every day, practice it, and I guarantee it will take you to places of wonders and miracles. And please, once you are able to master this fantastic manifesting capacity, teach us all how to do it. 9 of Water. Perfectly content on your own. Do not be afraid of being abandoned. Do not be afraid of being alone or neglected. You never are alone. You cannot be alone on a world that is so populated with life in so many different forms. Even when you are alone, let's say in a room where you have no access to anyone else, you still get to connect with others through the means of your technological devices. There are still ancestors and spirits around you. You are never alone. Being alone is one of the biggest lies and biggest illusions that we are being sold. You are always surrounded by people. Actually, the hardest part would be to be alone in a world that has 8 billion souls that are constantly coming in and out, constantly incarnating and leaving. It is such a vibrant world. It is the only populated planet in our solar system. How can you be alone? The only thing that might make you feel alone is the fact that you are completely detached from spirit. And here, the other strategy that I mentioned before of allowing spirit to come through you, of giving it, granting it permission to come through you, to inspire you, to heal you and nurture you, comes into play. But at your core, you're deeply optimistic, deeply self-fulfilled and satisfied. The tricky part is learning how to share yourself with other people. I am talking here to Pluto and Sagittarius, okay? It's much easier to create a fortress of your own, where you lock yourself in your ivory tower of genius and brilliancy. But we want you here on the ground with us, leading us into battles, teaching us how to manifest, keeping us optimistic, inspiring us in harsh times, to laugh at ourselves, to see the bigger picture, to travel and to explore, even when these things seem very difficult to achieve, to help us fight for our freedom and our rights, even when our rights are being taken away from us or are infringed. You are the leader of the spiritual warriors. So you might be able to lead from the heart, the north nodes in Aries and in Leo, or Pluto in Capricorn generation, the builders that will need somebody to inspire them to know what to build upon, where to actually lay the foundations of their wonderful castles, metaphorically speaking as well. And group 3. This was a really, really inspiring reading. I feel like I want to sit down and write something after this reading, but I want to leave you with an affirmation. So, as soon as you choose to see the light in the dark corners, you can redirect your power towards what you want. So, some of you could be struggling with feeling desireless or not knowing what to do in the world. But the desire, the spark, that innate creativity, that optimism, that faith in the divine comes when you are able to look around you. And yes, it might look dark, it might look hopeless, it might look meaningless, but look around you and understand that you have the capacity to mold the reality around you. You do not have to take life at face value. You can shape it to your own liking, and you can teach others around you how to do so in the best possible way, in a way in which it can contribute to the larger collective, in a way in which it can raise our higher awareness, in a way in which we can strive towards more inclusiveness and adaptability and acceptance of our unique individual differences. I just heard spirit stop, so I'm gonna stop here. Thank you so much. I really hope this helped. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being part of my crew. If this resonated in any way, on any level, comment down below. I'm really curious to hear your experiences. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't so far. Include yourself in my ever-growing family. I'm so grateful for you guys that you're here and you're allowing me to practice this craft that I have no idea where it comes from. And it's a journey of self-discovery for myself as well, doing these things for you. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. I share daily collective messages and I interpret the astrological energy. And look down at the description box. There are so many goodies for you. I also wrote a novel. If you're interested in a twin flame romance, feel free to purchase that as well. But again, as with the other piles, don't let me tell you what to do, okay? You are your own master. I'll see you guys in my next one. I love you so much. Take care.